Hi, it's Danny Majik here from the Ontario Rack Club, and I'm going to show you how to make fried chicken at home. What we're going to do, I have 8 pieces of drumsticks to set off to the side. I would prefer to use buttermilk, but I don't happen to have any buttermilk on me, so I'm just going to use a little bit of vinegar. And I'm just going to, I have homogenized milk in my house, but you can use 2%, skim, 1%, whatever you'd like. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make a seasoning to go inside of that buttermilk, but also at the same time, we have the same seasoning go inside of our flour drench, which we'll be making at the same time. Okay, so all I have here is a simple mixture of salt and pepper. So I'm going to take about a teaspoon of salt and pepper, a blend. Here I have ground coriander. I'm going to take, that's a pretty heaping spoon, so let's say 2 teaspoons of coriander. I'll make it 3 teaspoons. And then we're going to take cumin, and we're going to take 1 teaspoon to 1.5 teaspoons. I have chili powder here, which I'm just going to use. Just going to take 1 teaspoon, or 1.5 teaspoons of chili powder. Now I have smoked paprika here, and smoked paprika is pretty strong, so I can't get my spoon into the top of this. But here I'm just going to use the back of my spoon, and I'm going to add about a teaspoon of smoked paprika. Now I have these here just onion flakes. You could use onion powder, but I prefer onion flakes. So I'm going to do the same thing, about a teaspoon. I have oregano leaves, and I'll just take a teaspoon of oregano leaves. And I have garlic powder here. Just going to add 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. And now I have regular paprika. And I'm going to add a teaspoon, about 2 teaspoons, of paprika. And now here I just have simple parsley flakes. I'm just going to add 2 teaspoons of parsley flakes. And now I'm going to add a little secret item that most people wouldn't. I have chicken soup base. So I'm just going to add a little bit of chicken soup base. 1 teaspoon of it. Let's go 2 teaspoons. And it's going to intensify that chicken flavor. And then we're just going to mix it up. Now we're going to take about half of this and we're going to put it into our chicken. Okay, and I got about half here. Now I just have flour. I'm just going to add about 2 cups of flour to this. And this is what I'll use to drench this. But I'm going to set this off to the side because we're going to finish this tomorrow. I'm going to put my chicken into the fridge for at least 12 hours. If you're going to fry something in a wet marinade, a good rule of thumb is a minimum time of 12 hours inside of it. So I'm just going to do this and I'll come back to it and I'll make it tomorrow for dinner around 4 or 5 o'clock. And I don't have a deep fryer, but I'm going to show you a safe way that I like to do it so I don't have to worry about cleanup too much. I'm going to do it on the barbecue, and I'll do that tomorrow. So now we got our chicken in here with half of our seasoning, and I'm going to take 4 caps of white vinegar, put it in there. Caps of white vinegar, and now we're just going to add oh, just enough to cover half of the chicken. So I put about 2 cups in there maybe. So now I'm just going to give it a mix. And then I'm just going to wrap it up and I'm going to put it in the fridge and I'll let it sit there for 12 to 24 hours. And it's going to be absolutely beautiful. I'll show you. Just like that. So I have my barbecue set. It's about 400 degrees. I got a cast iron pan with some oil in it. Okay, I got my chicken, which has been marinating in there for about 24 hours. And then I got my seasoning. I have a pair of tongs, and as you can see, I have a plastic bag as well. So I'm using a plastic bag instead of using a paper bag or anything like that, just because that's what I have available. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the seasoning inside of my plastic bag, and I'm going to be dipping. I'm going to take my chicken out of the marinade. I'm going to put it inside of the plastic bag, give it a shake, and then I'll just drop it right inside of my chicken. So I have my marinade, my flour inside of my plastic bag here. I'm just going to be taking out my chicken. All right, so as I said, the last piece of chicken inside of my bag. Just going to give it close it up. I'm just going to give it a little toss to make sure that the flour is coated all over my chicken. And as I said, I'm doing this on the barbecue. 2 reasons. It's a little safer because I don't have to worry about any flames or any grease fire or anything like that inside of my house. Another one, I know exactly how to shut off the heat source if I need to, if there's an issue. Plus, as I'm frying this in my barbecue, I'll keep the lid down so it'll be a fryer and it'll be an oven at the same time. So it'll cook up nice and even. And also, I don't have to worry about cleaning up inside of my house all that much. Alright, so my chicken is all coated now. And I am going to put my chicken inside of my fryer, which I have right here. Alright, so my chicken now is all nicely coated into my fryer. It's not all that hot right now, but that is okay. It's going to take a minute or two, but usually you want to put this directly into a nice hot fryer. Usually why you would have a temperature gauge and it would tell you how hot it is. And inside of my barbecue here, it's about 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Optimal frying temperature for fried chicken is approximately 300 degrees if you're going to fry it directly straight in the fryer for approximately 25 to 35 minutes until the chicken is cooked. Now this way here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be, as I said, I'm basically frying and cooking it in the oven at the same time. So it's going to be about 400 degrees. It'll fry and it's going to take, I don't know, approximately 25 to 35 minutes, as I said. Now my fried chicken's been cooking for about 35 minutes, as I said. And see, I have my cooked pieces resting on top. I only had enough space for 6 pieces, so I put the last 2 in just a few moments ago. But most of my chicken here is ready to go. It's beautifully cooked, nice and crispy on the outside. And another beautiful part is that I can rest it on my barbecue rack and have any extra grease drip back into my pan. So it makes it actually twice as nice, so twice as good.